What if I told you that the secret to being a powerful leader isn't just about making decisions or having the right skills, it's about telling stories? Sounds simple, right? Yet, 85% of executives say that storytelling is the most effective tool in leadership, yet only a small fraction of leaders actually master it. In fact, studies show that people are 22 times more likely to remember information when it's shared through a story rather than just facts or statistics. Why is this so powerful? Our brains are wired for stories. They grab attention, evoke emotions, and make complex ideas stick. Imagine trying to motivate your team with data about sales growth or performance metrics. Now, picture telling them the story of how your company started, the challenges you faced, and the vision for the future. Which one would get them more excited to act? In this video, we'll dive into why storytelling is the secret weapon of the most effective leaders. We'll explore how great leaders use stories to connect with their teams, inspire action, and leave a lasting impact. You'll learn unique strategies, backed by real data, to use storytelling in your leadership journey. Get ready to discover how you can turn your own story into a powerful leadership tool. Stay tuned. Chapter 1. The Hidden Magic of Words. How leaders use stories to inspire action. Leaders are often known for their ability to motivate and inspire. But what's the secret behind their influence? It's storytelling. The right story, told at the right time, can spark action in ways that facts alone can't. Storytelling grabs attention, creates empathy, and makes complex ideas easy to understand. Think of a leader like Steve Jobs. His product launches were legendary not just because of the product but because of the story he told around it. In fact, according to research by Harvard Business Review, leaders who use storytelling are 22 times more likely to be seen as influential. The power of storytelling in leadership is more than just entertainment, it's a strategy. Leaders who tell stories connect with their audience on a deeper level. They make the abstract tangible and bring the vision of a company to life. For example, instead of telling employees to work harder, a leader might tell a story of how a team overcame a difficult challenge in the past. This builds trust and shows the path forward in a compelling way. Storytelling helps leaders break through the noise. In a world of constant information overload, stories stand out. Our brains are wired to remember stories better than dry facts. Psychologist Jerome Bruner states that we are 22 times more likely to remember information when it's presented as a story rather than as a list of facts. In leadership, storytelling isn't just about personal stories. It's about weaving your team's journey into the larger narrative. Think about a coach telling their team about past victories to boost morale. That story ties the present to the future, making the team feel part of something bigger. When leaders use stories to showcase a problem and the path to a solution, it sparks a feeling of participation. People naturally want to contribute to the narrative. They feel motivated to move the story forward, to play their part. This strategy doesn't just encourage effort, it engages commitment. Chapter 2. From Facts to Feelings. Transforming data into impactful stories. Leaders face a daily stream of numbers, facts, and data. But how can they use these cold statistics to connect with their team? The key is transforming data into a story that resonates emotionally. A number on its own is impersonal, but when wrapped in a narrative, it becomes meaningful. Take a business sales report, for example. If a leader simply presents the numbers, it's easy for the team to lose interest. But if they say, "These numbers represent the hard work of each person on this team," suddenly the data takes on a human dimension. According to research by McKinsey, people are 75% more likely to act when they see how their work contributes to the larger goal. The best leaders turn dry facts into stories that tug at the heartstrings. When leaders show the real-world impact of data, employees feel connected to the numbers. Take Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks. Instead of merely sharing profit numbers, he would often share stories about how their products brought people together in communities. These personal stories helped everyone see the greater purpose beyond the bottom line. This strategy is powerful because it taps into what makes us human. Neuroscientist Paul Zak found that storytelling activates the brain's empathy centers. When employees empathize with the message, they are more motivated to act. It's no longer just about numbers, it's about people. Incorporating storytelling into data also helps leaders communicate more effectively with different audiences. A technical team may respond to detailed facts, but a creative team might connect better with a story. A great leader knows how to tailor the message to the listener, ensuring it lands in the right way. Leaders should also focus on the emotional highs and lows in the story of the data. Show the struggles, the setbacks, and ultimately, the success. This makes the journey feel real and achievable. As Brené Brown, author of Dare to Lead, notes, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Chapter 3. The Hero's Journey in Leadership. Your story, your power. Storytelling doesn't just influence others, it can empower leaders themselves. One of the most effective storytelling frameworks is the hero's journey, a pattern found in myths, literature, and movies. This structure involves a hero who faces challenges, overcomes adversity, and ultimately transforms. Leaders can use the hero's journey as a blueprint for their own leadership story. By framing their journey in terms of this timeless narrative, they build a connection with their followers. Employees see the leader not as a distant authority figure but as someone who has gone through struggles and emerged victorious. Consider Elon Musk. His journey has all the elements of a hero's journey. He faced skepticism about electric cars, he went through personal and professional challenges, and he ultimately built an empire that changed the world. Musk's story inspires his employees, giving them a sense of purpose and showing them the power of perseverance. The hero's journey is also effective because it creates a sense of unity. When leaders position themselves as the hero in a story, their teams can see themselves as part of the adventure. They aren't just workers, they are sidekicks on the leader's journey. This makes every team member feel significant and part of something meaningful. Research in organizational behavior shows that leaders who use storytelling in this way tend to build stronger connections with their teams. A study published in the Journal of Business Communication found that organizations with leaders who use narrative storytelling have higher employee engagement and productivity. One of the key elements of the hero's journey is the call to action, the moment the hero decides to take the first step. Leaders who communicate their call to action can inspire others to join them on their mission. The key here is not just asking for help, but telling a story that makes others want to follow. If you're enjoying these insights, make sure to subscribe for more leadership tips and strategies that you can start applying today. Chapter 4. Uncovering Vulnerability. Leaders who share struggles. In a world where leaders are often expected to have all the answers, vulnerability can seem like a weakness. However, the opposite is true. Vulnerability is one of the most powerful tools a leader can use in storytelling. It helps to humanize them, making them relatable and trustworthy. When leaders open up about their struggles, they create an emotional connection with their teams. According to Brené Brown, author of Dare to Lead, vulnerability is not about winning or losing. It's about having the courage to show up and be seen. Brown's research shows that leaders who embrace vulnerability can build stronger, more resilient teams. Employees are more likely to trust and follow leaders who admit their imperfections. Consider the story of Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group. Branson has often shared stories about his personal failures, from failed business ventures to near-death experiences. This openness allows his followers to see him as more than just a successful entrepreneur. It shows that failure is part of the journey and something that everyone, including leaders, must face. The power of vulnerability in storytelling lies in its authenticity. When a leader shares real, raw experiences, they build a culture of openness within their organization. Employees feel more comfortable sharing their own challenges, knowing that their leader understands and empathizes. This leads to a stronger sense of trust, collaboration, and innovation. Chapter 5. Creating a Shared Vision. Stories that unite teams. One of the most powerful roles a leader plays is that of a storyteller who unites people around a common vision. When a leader paints a picture of a better future through storytelling, they help align their team's efforts toward achieving that vision. Stories create a sense of purpose, which is a powerful motivator. Think of Martin Luther King Jr., who famously said, "I have a dream." This simple phrase, delivered as part of a story, united millions of people with a shared vision of equality and justice. His story wasn't just about the present, it was about a future everyone could believe in and work toward. Creating a shared vision through storytelling means making it personal. When leaders tell stories about where the organization is headed and how each person plays a role, employees begin to feel like part of the narrative. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that when leaders craft a vision through storytelling, employee motivation and commitment increase by 32%. Chapter 6. The Legacy of Stories. How Leaders Build Long-Term Influence. Leadership is not just about achieving short-term goals. It's about leaving a lasting impact. And one of the most effective ways to create long-term influence is through storytelling. Leaders who master storytelling can shape their legacy in a way that outlasts their tenure. Their stories live on, inspiring future generations of leaders. When we think of iconic leaders, we often remember the stories they told. Nelson Mandela didn't just lead South Africa to freedom, he told the story of a united nation, one that transcended race and division. That vision became part of his legacy, and it continues to inspire people around the world today. A leader's story also influences the culture they leave behind. Great leaders create a narrative that defines their organization's values, mission, and vision. This narrative doesn't end when the leader leaves, it becomes embedded in the company's DNA. For example, Walt Disney told stories of creativity and wonder that continue to shape Disney's brand and culture long after his passing. The influence of storytelling also extends to how leaders are remembered. Leaders who share meaningful, authentic stories about their journey are more likely to be remembered with respect. Their stories are not just about success, they're about the values they upheld and the challenges they overcame. Remember, storytelling is a leader's secret weapon. Use it wisely to inspire, connect, and leave a lasting legacy. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more leadership tips and strategies that will help you build your own powerful story.